Hey everyone, Jordan here from Cinelinks.com. I am back today with part 2 of our really massive Lego build for Lego's Lord of the Rings Rivendell set. We're just diving right into it here since we already kicked it off the other week. We are on to manual number 2. There's a total of 3, but somehow the third one is even bigger than all the rest, but we'll talk about that more later. Anyway, as you can see, we're diving headfirst back into it. After we built our little tower last time in part 1, we are now on to this little gazebo bridge and pond thing here. There is a lot going on in this part of the set, and I mean a lot. Like I keep saying this, but it's insane the incredible amount of detail that they have put into this. I mean, even just the simple thing like this bridge is way more complex than you would think. And you know, all these pieces come together, the little steps and all that stuff that they have, the way it comes together, it feels natural. Like it doesn't, when you're done, it doesn't even look exactly like a Lego set. It looks like it's actual stonework there, and it's so impressive how they do that. And a lot of it comes from how they have you build all these pieces. Some of it is, I mean, it's a fun build, don't get me wrong. This is actually a really fun build, and I'm super impressed with it and having a fun time. But man, it is a lot, and a lot of tiny pieces. But anyway, here on this bridge and gazebo set, one of the things that just impresses me most is the level of detail on this water set that they have here. You have waterfalls that you can see, but they even detail the tiny splashes of the waterfalls in there. It's insane, that amount of detail. And even if you look on the backside and around, you can see little mushrooms that you have to build and put there. And real quick, I want to talk about the minifigures. Just real quick, we'll take a quick break. I really love these minifigures. These also have a lot of detail, and what's really cool is that on the elf figures, they have all new hair sculpts built specifically for this set. Like with the tiny elf ears on the side, this was made specifically for this set. But overall, I love these minifigures and the little accessories that come with them, whether it's the axe, the bow, Arwen's little book here. It's just, there's so many cool things and details that go into even just the minifigure side of it. Now, as for the gazebo itself, this thing is just insane. This set specifically, it really forces you to trust the process that Lego has. Seriously, there's so many things here that as you're building it, you're looking at it and thinking there's no way that this is either going to be stable or hold together or look right. Just as you're building, it looks weird, whether it's the trees, which are super impressive, there's tons of trees in this thing, or the gazebo itself. It just feels flimsy as I was building it, but once you get it together and it's all locked into place and you're finalizing things, it is super solid, and you sit back and you can see how it all comes together. But you have to trust that process as you're building, and it's just so clever in the way it hides certain details, you know, making plastic bricks feel like you're looking at something naturally grown, and capturing that beauty that goes into the elven architecture and all that stuff isn't easy, but they managed to do it here, and it's so fun when you pull it off and you're able to look at it and be like, holy crap, this is insane. One quick thing I want to hit on before we wrap up this set. I didn't really notice it in the first build, mostly because I was just kind of daunted at first when I was getting started, but the manuals are really neat in that they have little bits of information every now and again on the pages where the designers have little annotations in there to tell you about their process. Like it talks about how difficult the gazebo base was to build out. It gives you all these little details as you're building, so it's just another layer of fun factor that Lego has on here that really makes the whole experience of putting this together feel even better. And that is it. Well, I mean, it for this second manual in this section of the build. We still have a long ways to go. In fact, completing this build took us up to bag number 21, and there are 49 bags, which means we are still a hair under the halfway point. But it's so cool looking. it's ridiculously impressive. I love how this looks, especially when it all comes together at the end. You know, as frustrating or as daunting as this build can be, especially as you get started, there's a genuine sense of accomplishment when you wrap up a section. Like I said, that wraps up the second manual, which means we are on to the third and final one. It just happens to be the biggest manual that they have in this set. So we still have at least a couple more parts to go on this series, putting this together, but so far I'm absolutely having a blast. It's just an amazing build, so much fun, even as it's frustrating. It's just an absolute delight. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's part 2 of our Lego Rivendell build. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell all your friends about it. Until part 3 next time, keep it tuned here to Cinelinks.com for all your movie, gaming, and geek-related needs.